If you're trying to determine which style of sandblasting and which cabinet size is correct for you, this is the video for you. Before you make a big purchase like a sandblaster, shot blaster, or soda blaster, you always want to make sure that you are the most informed as you can be. This is just like buying a vehicle, so we completely understand that. And what we aim to answer in this video is what the cabinet size is, how the cabinet can be spec'd, and which one is most likely the best for your needs. Now, the first thing I want to go over is that we're mainly going to be covering the metal cabinets in this video. So that is the VH800 Pro, the VH900, the VH1000, the VH2000, the VH3500, and the VH4000. In this video, it's specific to dry blasting, shot blasting, and soda blasting. So we're not going to be covering vapor honing or parts washing in this video. Now, before we actually get into each of the individual machines in our lineup, I need to explain what sandblasting, soda blasting, and shot blasting is. Sandblasting is the most well-known. You use abrasives like glass bead, aluminum oxide, silicon carbide. It can be set up as a siphon style machine or a pressure pot style machine. It can have reclaimers and dust collectors. It all depends on how you set that up. We'll get into that later. Next, you actually have soda blasting. Now, soda blasting is a lot less aggressive than sandblasting, and that's all due to that media that you're using, and that is soda. Soda is water soluble, so actually after you finish blasting, you can completely rinse the part and rid it of any abrasive. But again, it is single use, so once it's actually shot onto the part, it has to be taken away from the system and disposed of. You cannot recirculate it, which separates soda blasting from the other styles of blasting. Now, last you have shot blasting. Shot blasting encompasses steel shot as well as steel grit. Now, these are recirculating, so the medias can be used more than once, but what differentiates shot blasting from sandblasting is that the pressure pot has to be below the hopper. And also this does require a pressure pot system. Now you can have a dust collector, but of course in this situation, you do not need a reclaimer as the pressure pot is going below the hopper. Now we do have a reclamation system, a dust collection system. You can get rubber lined walls, wear plates, and you can also get an Airwash that keeps your window clean as you're blasting. Now, out of all of these, the dust collection is probably the most easy to understand. It's essentially a vacuum that sits outside of the machine, and it draws all of the dust that is created inside of the cabinet out, and it filters it. That way you have good visibility inside the cabinet, and you're filtering all of that dust from going into the air around your machine. Now, to actually add on to your dust collector, you can include a reclaimer in your package. A reclaimer is very important if you have a spec that you're trying to meet. Because what a reclaimer actually does is it separates the usable media from dust before it's pulled out of the cabinet. The usable media drops down into the bottom of the reclaimer, where it's actually put back into use. So again, with a reclaimer, all the media that's making its way to your blasting gun is within spec. You're not gonna be blasting with dust, and that ensures that you're getting the best finish possible every time. Now, rubber lined walls and wear plates are pretty self-explanatory. Rubber lined walls just protect the actual top part of the cabinet, whereas wear plates protect the hopper. Wear plates are made of steel, and the rubber lined walls are rubber. Now, the Airwash is something new that we're actually implementing, and it actually draws air from your system and puts it on the window. Now, one thing that is a large concern is actually streaking, because if you put compressed air towards the window, it can actually streak the window because of all the abrasive that's being generated while you're blasting. But with the Airwash technology, it does not scratch your window, and it definitely increases the visibility inside your cabinet. Now, with all that being said, we can actually get into explaining the machines, and the first one I want to start with is the VH800 Pro. Now, the VH800 Pro is perfect for someone who is in the hobbyist or light industrial space, but they want more of a premium machine. Again, this is going to be a metal machine that is powder coated. Actually, all the machines that we're going to be mentioning on this list are the metal machines. We'll release another video shortly after this that explains the plastic ones in our lineup. But again, the Pro is kind of the starting point for all of the metal machines. You get 33 inches wide, 30 inches deep, and 28 inches tall. So you can fit motorcycle engines, you can fit rims in there, you can fit pretty much anything you want to. It's typically set up as a siphon machine, but it can be set up as a pressure pot machine if you use a dust collector and reclaimer, and it can also be a soda machine. but the VH800 Pro can actually not be a shot machine. Next up on the list is the VH900. Now this machine is slightly larger. You get 36 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and 30 inches tall. But what is very cool about this machine is that it's front load. So it makes it very ergonomic if you're trying to fit this machine in a smaller footprint. In contrast to the VH800 Pro that was before it has the side load door, which means that you have to have area beside the machine to actually load and unload the parts. But with the 900, you just have to have that entry from the front. And also the 900 is small enough when it comes to depth that it can actually fit through a large exterior door frame. So you don't even have to have a garage door to actually move this machine in and out, which is one of the key benefits of the VH900. Next up on our list is one of the workhorses of the industry, and that is the VH1000. Now, when it comes to wet blasting, this is also one of the most popular machines that we sell, and that's because you get a lot of bang for your buck. This thing is quite large. It's 36 inches wide, 30 inches deep, and 38 inches tall. Now, with this machine, you can also get a track and car design. That way, if you have heavier parts that you need to put on a turntable and actually push into the cabinet, it can accommodate it. And also with the VH1000, this is the first machine in our lineup that is applicable for a shot blasting setup because we can fit the pressure pot underneath the hopper. Now, again, the VH1000 can be set up as a siphon machine, a pressure pot machine, a soda blaster, and it's actually the first one on our list to be able to be set up as a shot machine. Up next, we have the VH2000. Now, the VH2000 is just the bigger brother of the VH1000, but it's actually kind of cool because you get 40 inches wide, 40 inches deep, and 40 inches tall. So there is a lot of space for activities inside this machine. It is also available to be set up as a sandblaster, soda blaster, and shot blaster. So depending on what you need, it's available for all of those. Next on our list is the VH3500. Now, the 3500 is also the bigger brother, but it's the bigger brother to the VH900. This machine does have that large front swing door. That way, if you're dealing with something like a motorcycle frame, it's very easy to put that inside of this machine. It can also be set up as a soda blaster or a shot blaster, as well as, of course, a sandblasting machine. So this machine is very versatile. And with this machine, of course, you do get a larger work area. It's 60 inches wide, 30 inches deep, and 38 inches tall. Now, what is cool about this machine is that it's actually the first one on our list with 2 glove holes. That way you can navigate around parts very easily, but it cannot be set up as a 2-man station, unlike the VH4000. Now, the last machine we have in our lineup here for the metal manual machines is the VH4000. This machine is an absolute behemoth. It is 60 inches wide, 48 inches deep, and 38 inches tall. It does have the dual side load cabinet design. That way you can be moving parts in and out from both sides. And this can be set up as a track and cart system. That way, if you're dealing with heavier parts that need to be actually be craned into the machine, you can set them on the cart and move it in. Truthfully, the VH4000 is the optimal machine if you're dealing with heavy or large parts. And that's why typically in an industrial setting, that's where the VH4000 starts to shine. And that's why we sell the most VH4000s to industrial customers. Now, just to recap a little bit, all machines can be siphon or pressure pot. And I'm speaking specifically on sandblasting setups right here. But to have a pressure pot, you have to have a reclaimer. And to have a reclaimer, you have to have a dust collector. Now, if you want a siphon machine with a reclaimer, you can have one, but again, you have to have that dust collector. So if you want a machine with a pressure pot, you have to have a reclaimer and a dust collector when it comes to the standard sandblasting setup. Additionally, all of our metal machines can be soda blasters, and they will all have dust collection. That's very important when it comes to soda blasting, again, because soda is single use. But again, all of the metal machines that I mentioned can be set up as soda blasters. And lastly, to speak on behalf of shot blasting, starting with the VH1000 and up, all of those machines can be fitted as shot blasting machines. Now, with a shot blaster, there's no need for a reclaimer because the pressure pot is actually sitting below the hopper, but you can have a dust collector if you would like. The last thing that I need to mention is that all of these machines can be fitted with rubber lined walls as well as wear plates. So if you're worried about dealing with a more aggressive media that's actually going to start to damage your cabinet, you can incorporate rubber lined walls into the cabinet as well as wear plates into the hopper. Now, if you get a dust collector, you can also get the Airwash that blows off the window while you're blasting. But to have the Airwash capability, you also have to have a dust collector. Now, I know that seems like a lot of options. And if you guys have any questions, remember, we're only a phone call away. You can call us at 828-202-5563. Additionally, you can view the View All Machines page on our website where it lists all these machines out, and you can see individually which specific add-ons are available for that machine. If you guys have any questions regarding this, please leave it in the comments below. We will do our best to get back to you guys. And again, if you have any questions about these machines, or if you're ready to actually get started blasting today, you can call us at 828-202-5563. Make sure you guys stay tuned on our channel. We're gonna be releasing a lot of different content that shows off our sandblasters, their capabilities, as well as soda blasters, shot blasters, parts washing, vapor honing. We are the surface finishing solution center here in America, and we are reaching the world now. So again, thank you all for watching. Stay subscribed if you like this kind of content, and we will see you in the next one.